नमस्कार, लाइव टाइम्स टीवी से मैं शिव वालिया आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं। निर्वासित तिब्बती सरकार के प्रधानमंत्री पेम्पा त्सेरिंग जी आज विश्वविख्यात बीड़ बिलिंग की वादियों में पहुंचे हैं, जहां बीड़ में तमाम तिब्बती समुदाय से मुलाकात की जा रही है। धन्यवाद किया जा रहा है तमाम समस्याओं के प्रति जो यहाँ लोगों से मिला जा रहा है। तो अभी टीसीबी पूजा स्कूल यहाँ पे प्रधानमंत्री महोदय पहुंचे हैं, इनका स्वागत जोरदार यहाँ पे किया गया। इनसे बात करते और जानते हैं, बीड़ पहुंचे तमाम तिब्बती समुदाय से मुलाकात की जा रही है, क्या कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? सर नमस्कार, सबसे पहले तो आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत करते हैं।
थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
तो सर बीड़ आप पहुंचे हैं, 2 दिवसीय आपका दौरा है, तमाम तिब्बती समुदाय से आप मुलाकात कर रहे हैं, उनसे वार्तालाप कर रहे हैं, किस तरह का क्या कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
तिब्बती समाज भारत में 10 प्रदेश में और 2 यूनियन टेरिटरी में फैला हुआ है, कुछ 37 लोकेशंस में। और बीर के यहाँ 3 लोकेशंस है, बीर फेसो बोलते हैं, बीर देगे बोलते हैं, बीर चौंतरा, 3। इसमें लोग तो इतने ज़्यादा नहीं है, मगर लोकेशन के वजह से धर्मशाला नज़दीक है। यहाँ जो तिब्बती निर्वासित कम्युनिटी को देखना चाहते हैं, यहाँ बीर आते हैं। और इस बार में can I shift to English?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
This time actually I visited Ladakh because it was His Holiness 91st birthday, and it was also culmination of His Holiness 90th birthday, which we celebrated as Year of Compassion for the full year last year. So on my way back, we traveled through Manali. So we have some communities in Manali, the nomadic Ladakh communities, and also Leh, Choklam, and Mandis. And we have a small community in Ponda here in Bir. And these 3 communities have been settled here over many decades, and they have harmoniously lived with the locals for many decades. One of my commitment to the people is that I will visit every Tibetan community 2 times in 5 years as the elected political leader. So from New Zealand to the United States, covering more than 28 different countries where Tibetans live, and 37 different locations in India where we are spread across 10 different states and 2 union territories. So it is very important now that His Holiness is not able to travel as much as he used to before. So we have to build the connection between the Central Tibetan Administration and the general Tibetan public all across the world to keep our community intact and to keep our movement sustained.
जी सर, तिब्बत देश की आज़ादी के लिए लगातार संघर्ष किया जा रहा है, लगातार मांग की जा रही है कि तिब्बत देश को आज़ाद किया जाए। अभी हाल में एक बेहद दुखद घटना न्यूयॉर्क में, जो लोगों रांगचन जी आप तिब्बती समुदाय के, जिन्होंने आत्मदाह किया, पूरे देश, पूरे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर तो कहीं न कहीं काफ़ी लोगों ने इस विषय में रोष किया, क्या कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
There have been 157 self-immolations inside Tibet since 2009 till about 2022. And most of these people are between the age of 17 to 35. They have never witnessed independent Tibet. They have never witnessed the 10 long years of cultural revolution where the Chinese government destroyed some 6,000 Tibetan monasteries, and some 1.2 million Tibetans died as a direct or indirect result of China's occupation. Lobka Rangzin is one patriotic Tibetan who lived in United States. He came from Tibet when he was a young boy from Kham region, and then he stayed in India for some time before he moved to the United States in 2005-06. So it has been almost 21 years since he has been there. He is not married. He lives, personally, he lives a very, I think, fulfilled life materially. But he is also driven to this level of desperation when Chinese government passed recently in this year itself the so-called Ethnic Unity and Progress Law, which sounds very nice because communism always coins very nice words or slogans behind every sinister plan. So the sinister plan is to destroy the identity of every other nationality, including Tibetans. So everything will be Mandarin, one country, one language. Even religion has to be sinicized. The language has to be curbed. Then of course, when your religion is Sinicized, then your way of life also changes. So if this goes on for 1 or 2 generations, it's going to be very, very detrimental for the Tibetans, because there are only about 7.5 million Tibetans inside Tibet, and we are only about 130,000-140,000 Tibetans in exile. So we have the added responsibility of pushing this, the objective of the Chinese government behind such nice-sounding words and laws. That is not only testing the Tibetans or the Uyghurs or the Mongol people, but also the international community, because there is also an extra jurisdictional element in that. Because now it gives the garb of mask of a law inside China, but China also wants to enforce this internationally. So now how will governments respond to China's assertion that this law applies internationally? So will governments, those have the repatriation treaty with the Chinese government, how will they react to this? Those who don't have those treaties with the Chinese government also, if the Chinese government forces the international Interpol, then how will governments respond to this? So these are so many things that are questionable in China's intentions as to why they came up with such a law that contradicts their own law, which also provides for equal rights, including language, religion, and culture, to all what they call it nationalities, including Tibet. So within the Chinese law itself, there are contradictions. So these interpretation, but for the Chinese government, a law is a law. If it helps them, it's not, if it is not, it does not help them, it's not a law, including the decision by the International Court on the South China Sea.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us valuable time.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.